Hi friends, we are Group A3 made up of Terence, Joyce and Sarah. Today we will be sharing with you more about transfer of learning in 5 minutes. Are you excited? I am! Transfer of learning in its essence concerns the influence of previous experiences on the performance of learning a new skill. Transfer of learning comprises of positive, negative and zero transfer. Positive transfer occurs when previous experience facilitates performance of a skill in a new context or the learning of a new skill. Negative transfer hinders, while zero transfer has no influence of learning a new skill. Hey, you there! You look bored already. No, wait, it's going to get better. Don't leave, no!
Hi, I'm Coach Sarah. This is my athlete Joe. He is learning a badminton skill today, the overhead clear. He has many years of experience in volleyball. Joe will now demonstrate an overhead clear without a shuttlecock. He is able to execute this movement successfully due to his previous experience in learning the volleyball spike. Hence, we can conclude that he displays positive transfer of learning due to the similarity of the components of these two skills. Next, he performs the same skill but this time with a moving shuttlecock. He misses the shuttlecock completely or hits the shaft. This is an example of negative transfer of learning where the timing of structure differs when spiking a volleyball and when using a racket to hit a shuttlecock, since there is an extended distance in a point of contact. Lastly, there is zero transfer of learning when Joe tries to learn an overhead clear in badminton as compared to when he performs a volleyball dig. Why is transfer of learning so important in sports coaching? Here are two main reasons how a coach can utilize this concept: curriculum development and implementation of instructional methods. For a case of a new sport, curriculum development refers to the logical progression of how key skills are learnt from the basic to the more complex components. For instance, in badminton, the first and basic step is to learn the grip and stance, followed by the overhead clear movement and eventually reach a state of proficiency in an actual game situation. Instructional methods are any methods used by coaches to facilitate positive transfer of learning in his athletes. For example, in the teaching of an overhead clear, the coach can use methods like throwing a ball over the net to teach a racket swing. In the case of swimming, the coach can use dry land drills to teach the basic swimming strokes.
Next, let's move on to bilateral transfer. Bilateral transfer is where improvement in the performance of a non-practiced limb is resulted from the practice with the contralateral limb. In bilateral transfer, there's mainly the symmetric transfer and asymmetric transfer. Asymmetric transfer is where there is a greater amount of transfer from one limb to the other. It can occur from the preferred to non-preferred limb or non-preferred to preferred limb. However, evidence supports having greater amount of transfer from the preferred to non-preferred limb. Symmetric transfer is where the amount of transfer is similar from one limb to the other, no matter which limb is used first. Between the two, the generally accepted conclusion about the direction of bilateral transfer is asymmetric transfer. The factors that explain bilateral transfer can either be cognitive or motor learning. In the context of coaching, it helps in developing practice conditions to facilitate learning to use either limb to perform a skill. It's almost time to say goodbye. Let's recall what we have learned today.
Thank you for your kind attention!
Created using Powtoon.